So, Lena, what are signs individuals might ignore that could potentially be detrimental to their mental health?
That's a great question, and it's going to be different for everybody. So, anyone listening, it's always what applies to you. Take everything with a grain of salt and, always make sure that you speak to someone. And most importantly, change doesn't happen until awareness gets created. I'm very big on that. So, when we don't take time to pay attention to ourselves, what's happening in our nervous system, what's happening physically, mentally, in our hearts, in our minds, we ignore a lot of the little warning signs. I kind of like to call those the little speed bumps in the road, and then all of a sudden you're hitting a pothole, and then you're like, now you're paying attention. Now you're worried you've messed up your car. But that invisible grief is often the what I've noticed and what I've experienced as a caregiver is my motherhood looks very different. There was really no indication throughout pregnancy that our life would look any different than what it looked, or that it would have looked the way it looks now. And even when he was first born, milestones were being met, and things were kind of progressing as quote unquote expected. And so there had to come a point where I had to grieve the motherhood and the childhood that I was envisioning from our family. There's that, and it happens time and time and time again. It's the grief of going to a there's a park that got built, or is getting renovated nearby, and everyone's posting. They're so excited about this slide that got reestablished or whatever, let alone even being able to get him up the slide. I would have either figured it out or depending on the height, but we're not even going to attempt to go there right now because all I see is mulch. It's still in 2026, it's still being built mulch. It's not even welcoming to us in a wheelchair.